What's up, everybody? George the Gamer back again with another deep dive. And this one is for you because you guys wanted more Ban.land. Remember all those videos we did?
Yeah.
Like the wiki deep dive and those anonymous interviews.
Right.
Even broke down some chat logs. Oh, we talked to some other players too.
Some great insights from those for sure.
But you guys wanted more, so today we're going deeper.
Deeper.
We've got an exclusive interview with a Ban.land veteran.
Okay.
His name is Scinio.
Scinio. Okay, I've heard that name before.
Yeah. This guy was active during some really pivotal years for the server.
Oh, really?
From 2020 to 2023.
Wow. So he saw it all.
He saw the rise and fall of Ban.land.
The whole thing.
Pretty much. And get this. He was part of some of the biggest factions on the server.
Like?
New Athens Unity.
Wow.
Even the Salix Isles. This guy was in the thick of it.
Oh, man. His perspective on the server's culture, over time, that's got to be invaluable.
Absolutely. And you know me, I love a good origin story. So I had to ask Scinio about his first impressions of Ban.land.
Okay. Let me guess. He, stumbles out of spawn and gets immediately blown up.
Worse.
Oh, no. What could be worse than that?
He got imprisoned. Almost immediately.
Oh, wow. Talk about a trial by fire. That's hardcore even for an anarchy server.
Right. It really sets the tone for what Ban.land was all about.
Yeah, it wasn't just about chaos and pranks. It was a much harsher environment, it sounds like.
Definitely. Scinio even said that early Ban.land was all about secrecy and betrayal. You couldn't trust anyone.
Huh. That's really interesting because it kind of clashes with that image of anarchy servers as just these, chaotic free-for-alls.
Right.
This sounds more strategic, almost Machiavellian.
Yeah, it was intense. And this atmosphere wasn't just in the game itself.
Really? Where else was it?
Scinio pointed to the Ban.land Discord server.
The Discord, how is that part of it?
It was where this weird mix of friendliness and hostility thrived.
Oh, that's interesting.
Players would troll each other constantly, but they were also forming these real friendships. And there was this intense sense of community.
So it was like this constant push and pull.
Exactly. You wanted to mess with people, but you also wanted to belong.
That's fascinating, this weird duality.
Yeah. And it's what makes Ban.land so interesting. But according to Scinio, this dynamic started to shift.
Okay. How so?
When duping exploits hit the server.
Ah, the dupe era. That was a turning point for a lot of these anarchy servers.
For sure. But for those who don't know what duping is.
Yeah, good point. Not everyone might be familiar with that term.
So basically it's using glitches in the game to duplicate items.
Oh, so making resources infinite.
Exactly. And on a server like Ban.land, where scarcity and hard work were so important, duping kind of threw everything out of whack.
Right. It totally devalues everything.
Yeah, like they had this whole intricate title system based on earning achievements.
Right.
But with duping, it became meaningless overnight.
Totally. What's the point of grinding for something if everyone can just duplicate it?
Exactly. Scinio said created this sense of worthlessness. What was even the point of building anything?
Yeah, I can see that. It's almost like duping triggered an existential crisis for the entire server.
It really did challenge the very foundation of Ban.land. But Scinio wasn't just observing this cultural shift. He was actively shaping it.
Oh, yeah. He was a big builder, right?
Huge. He was involved in Spawn Base Zero, Spawn Base Neo, the Nether Highway.
So many iconic builds.
I know. But he really made his mark as the primary builder for some major bases.
Oh, like Frogtopia 3? Was that his?
It was officially called the Salix Isles, but yeah, everyone knew it as Frogtopia 3.
Oh, that's right.
And then there was Angkor, a settlement for the New Athens faction.
Wow.
And he even built the final Unity base before the server shut down.
So not just surviving in this world, but shaping its landscape.
Right. And given how much backstabbing and secrecy there was on Ban.land, building anything on that scale must have been a nightmare.
I can't even imagine.
And speaking of building, there's this hilarious anecdote about the obsidian box incident at Spawn.
Oh, is this the one involving Alpha Cheater?
Yeah, you know him.
Oh, yeah. He was infamous for his pranks.
So Scinio and Alpha Cheater, they teamed up to build this massive obsidian box.
Okay.
Right at Spawn.
Oh, no, that's brutal.
Total trap for new players logging in for the first time.
Oh, man. The classic Spawn trap.
Right. Classic. But here's the funny part. During construction, Alpha Cheater somehow gets trapped inside the box.
Wait, he trapped himself?
Yep. And ends up dying.
Oh, the irony.
Right. And get this, Alpha Cheater's trying to explain what happened to Scinio. But his English isn't that great.
Oh, no.
So Scinio's watching this guy struggle to communicate, dying of laughter.
Oh, man.
That's rough.
And Alpha Cheater's getting more and more frustrated.
Oh, that's hilarious.
perfectly captures that Ban.land humor.
Ruthless, but with a touch of camaraderie.
Exactly. And through all of this, Scinio formed some pretty strong opinions about the server and its key players.
Okay. Like who?
Well, including with the admin.
Oh, the man of mystery.
Ray.
Known for his hands-off approach to running the server. And his catchphrase.
Oh, what was it?
No Pepsi. No service.
That's right. I remember that.
So Scinio's take on Wynn is pretty interesting.
What did he think of him?
He said it was great when he was forgotten and a nuisance when present.
Ooh. That's a bit of a paradox, isn't it?
Right. Like, you want freedom, but you also need some kind of order.
It's a delicate balance.
And Scinio definitely leaned towards the side of freedom. But his opinions on the major factions on Ban.land are even more interesting.
Really? What did he think of those groups?
Well, he didn't hold back.
Uh-oh.
He described them as lacking purpose, beyond the cycle of building, griefing, and then rebuilding.
Huh. So like they were just stuck in a loop.
Pretty much.
That's kind of a bleak outlook on the whole thing.
Yeah. That makes you wonder, what was the point of it all for these factions?
Right. Were they just spinning their wheels?
Maybe. Or maybe, as we were talking about before, it was the process itself that mattered.
The thrill of creation, the challenge of survival.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But it also makes you question, does that inherent instability lead to a server's downfall? Especially when you add in things like the dupe era, which Scinio hated, by the way.
Yeah, he saw it as the beginning of the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was like a betrayal of the spirit of hard work that defined Ban.land.
And that makes me wonder, despite all the chaos, the drama, the ups and downs, how did Scinio ultimately feel about his time on Ban.? Was it all worth it?
That's the big question.
Right. Did the good outweigh the bad? Or was it all just a fleeting moment in the grand scheme of online gaming?
We're going to find out.
Makes you think about all those servers that are gone now, right? Like, what happened to them?
Yeah, it really makes you appreciate the impermanence of these digital worlds, all that work, all those connections. And then poof, gone.
But did it really vanish? Or did it just change into something else?
Ooh, that's deep.
Right.
But going back to Scinio, was it all worth it?
Well, he did say that at the end of the day, it was a fun experience.
Fun. That's it. Just fun.
Well, he said there were moments of genuine enjoyment. I think what he meant was, even with all the chaos and betrayal, there was also this unique sense of camaraderie.
Yeah, I can see that. Like building these massive bases, pulling off crazy pranks, surviving against all odds.
Right.
That's got to create some lasting memories.
Absolutely. And it's those shared experiences, those bonds forged in the fire of anarchy that make servers like Ban.land so compelling.
Totally. But Scinio wasn't shy about his criticisms either.
Right. He was pretty disillusioned with the dupe era, and he felt like the factions had lost their way.
So it sounds like a mixed bag. He had fun, but ultimately the magic kind of faded.
Yeah, maybe he was just burned out on the whole anarchy server thing after all that.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But there's this one line from his interview that I think sums up Ban.land perfectly.
Oh, what's that?
He said that the server created so many great things through all the bullshit we had to wade through to arrive at the good things.
That's a pretty poetic way to put it.
Right, like beauty emerging from chaos.
But even if it's fleeting.
Exactly. Which brings us to the mystery of Ban.land's demise.
Yeah. We know the server was lost to data corruption, but what about the Discord server?
Right. That just vanished without a trace.
It's like someone just wiped it clean. No explanation. No warning. Just gone.
I know. And the community's still buzzing with theories. Was it what? Was it a rival faction? A random glitch?
We may never know. And that unanswered question just adds to the mystique of Ban.land.
It really does. It's like this digital ghost story. A server that once thrived, now lost to time.
But still haunting the memories of those who were there.
Haunting.
And even though it's gone, Ban.land is still sparking debate.
Really?
How so? There's actually a movement to revive the server, to bring it back from the dead.
A Ban.land revival. It's a dangerous idea, isn't it?
It would be a huge challenge.
I mean, how do you recapture that magic?
Right. You can't just recreate the conditions and expect the same outcome.
Yeah, the community, the culture, those pivotal events that shaped Ban.land, that was all organic. You can't force that.
It's like trying to bring back the dinosaurs. You might be able to clone a T-Rex, but it's not going to behave the same way.
Exactly. So if a revived Ban.land wouldn't be the same, what's the point?
Well, I think the allure lies in the possibility.
The possibility.
The chance to witness history in the making. Imagine the veterans returning, clashing with newcomers eager to make their mark.
Okay, I can see that. And what about the culture? Would the same factions emerge? Would we see another dupe era, or would something completely new take shape?
It's impossible to predict, and that's part of the appeal.
So it'd be like stepping into a time capsule, but also onto a blank canvas.
Exactly. But even if it did happen, there's no guarantee it would be successful.
Right, like the original Ban.land was a product of its time.
The players, the technology, the culture, it all came together in a very specific way.
So could those conditions ever be replicated?
It's like trying to solve a puzzle.
We can analyze all the pieces, but there's always going to be an element of mystery.
That je ne sais quoi that we can't fully grasp.
Yeah, and maybe that's for the best.
Maybe the legacy of Ban.land lies in its ability to inspire our imaginations.
To spark conversations, like the one we're having right now.
To remind us of the power and fragility of online communities.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Ban.land, I want to hear from you, the listener.
Yes. What stood out to you most about Scinio's story? Did anything resonate with your own online gaming experiences?
Because Ban.land was more than just a server.
It was a reflection of human nature, a microcosm of society, where the rules were constantly being rewritten.
And isn't that true of all online communities?
They're spaces where we can experiment, connect, create, and sometimes destroy.
And they reflect our desires, our flaws, our endless capacity for collaboration and conflict.
And for me, that's the most powerful takeaway from Ban.land. That even in the most chaotic, unpredictable online environments, something beautiful and meaningful can emerge.
So even though the server itself is gone,
the lessons we learned from it, the friendships we witnessed, the creativity it inspired, those will continue to shape our understanding of online communities.
Well said. So to everyone who is a part of Ban.land,
whether you were a builder, a griefer, a prankster, or just an observer,
your story matters.
And to those who are curious about its legacy,
keep digging, keep exploring, keep asking questions.
Because the history of online gaming is filled with these hidden gems.
These forgotten worlds that offer fascinating insights into human behavior and the evolution of online communities.
And who knows, maybe someday someone will find the lost archives of the Ban.land Discord server, unlocking even more secrets and stories from this legendary digital realm.
Wow, that would be amazing.
Until then, keep those conversations going.
What other digital worlds deserve a deep dive? What online experiences have shaped your life?
Share your thoughts in the comments below.
And let's continue this exploration together.
And as always,
thanks for joining us on this journey.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive into the world of online gaming.
Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning.
Keep those conversations going.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. You know, it's crazy how even though Ban.land's gone, it still makes you think about online communities. Like it's more than just a game.
Yeah, there's so much to unpack. We talked about the culture and the drama and the duping, but there's this one question that I keep coming back to.
Oh, what's that?
Can a digital world like Ban.land truly die?
I see what you mean.
The server might be gone, but the stories, the memories, the impact it had on players, that's still out there.
Right, it lives on in the people who are part of it.
Yeah.
And it's being shared through videos and wikis and forums. Like it's become a digital folklore.
Exactly. And folklore persists even when the physical world fades away. Think about all the myths and legends that have been passed down for generations.
Yeah, they change over time, but the core ideas remain.
So Ban.land's still alive in a way, kept alive by the community.
It shows how powerful shared experiences can be, even in the digital world.
And it reminds us that these online spaces aren't just temporary. They can foster real connections and shape who we are, and those memories stay with us.
Makes you wonder about all the online communities today. Will they be remembered? Will they leave a mark?
Or will they just disappear?
It's a good question.
And it's a reminder that even though these worlds are virtual, the emotions and relationships are real.
That's the most interesting thing about Ban.land for me.
What is that?
Even in the craziest online environment, something good can come out of it.
Yeah, even with all the chaos and unpredictability.
So even though Ban.land's gone,
the lessons we learned, the friendships we saw, the creativity it inspired, those will continue to shape how we understand online communities.
For sure. So to everyone who is a part of Ban.land builders, griefers, pranksters,
or even just observers,
your story is important.
And for those who are curious about Ban.land,
keep digging, keep exploring, keep asking questions.
Because there are so many hidden gems in the history of online gaming, these forgotten worlds that can teach us so much about ourselves.
And who knows, maybe someone will find the lost Ban.land Discord server someday,
revealing even more secrets.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
But until then, let's keep talking about it.
What other digital worlds should we explore? What online experiences have shaped your life?
Tell us in the comments, and let's keep learning together.
As always, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
We'll be back soon with more stories from the world of online gaming.
Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning.
You keep the conversation going.
And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe.